put this shit to rest right now. Where is your hard copy of your degree? Where is your cap and gown pictures? Thirdly, sis, where is your dissertation?
Unfiltered.
Gather, my people, gather. Put your ear and come sit close. We have a meeting. Today, guys, we need to dissect. We need to analyze and maybe even drag just a little. Now, I'm sure by now, by looking at the thumbnail and everything, you guys know why we're here. We're here about the Cheyenne Bryant. This woman has been dragged for 40 days and 40 nights here on these internet streets. Everywhere I look, guys, I saw that shiny forehead. Everywhere I was like, yeah, oh my God. When I wanted to do a different video, here she comes again. I was like, what's going on? Now, Cheyenne, don't come for me because I got the same shiny big forehead too. So today we are going forehead to forehead because sis, you are really getting out of order. But Debs, who the hell is this Cheyenne Bryant? Now listen, the short answer to that question is this is a lady without a license that found herself in a rabbit hole and now she can't get out. Branding herself as an expert therapist. This is the shortest version I can give you. And we can end this whole video right here. But that would really do this whole topic a disservice. Because we have to get into certain things, guys. You know, I haven't talked about it yet. I need to join the party. So my plan for today is to jump right into that rabbit hole with her so I can document this foolishness. Because you know, guys, us here, this community, nothing gets past us. We are internet ready. So it's best, guys, that you get yourself situated. You already know the routine. Get comfortable. Get a blanket. Get a drink. Put your earphones in. Depending on where you're at, of course. And let's get our unlicensed sister together. Y'all ready? Let's get into it.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got in town. And I won't let cumulus clouds all in the sky ruin my vibe. Usually I don't do this often.
So for the people that still have absolutely no idea who we're talking about, Cheyenne Bryant, born on September the 6th, 1982. She's a very strong-looking 43-year-old Californian girlie who knows how to dress and she knows how to cuss.
If you don't have relationships, then you broke as shit. Broke as shit. Because I have a shitload of money. But let me tell you something. There's some people that I can't buy.
Now she's half Mexican, half Creole. Let her tell it.
My mom is Mexican and Creole.
Oh, she got the best of both worlds.
Yes.
And she is the oldest of 7 children that her dad had with 5 different baby mamas. Now I know, child, that's neither here nor there. But I had to sneak it in for future references. Wait. So anyway, guys, Auntie Cheyenne, she labels herself as a psychology expert, a life coach, an author, an NAACP branch president, and of course, a founder of her own Dr. Bryant Foundation. And let me not forget, also as a co-producer and a life coach on the hit series Teen Mom Family Reunion. Now, let's go even deeper into it. So her bio says that she went to California State University in Northridge at the age of 17, earned double degrees in psychology and Pan-African studies, then found more clarity, and then she went to the University of Phoenix, which we'll get into that later. And then she pursued, let her tell it, a doctorate by going to the Argosy University. So, guys, in a nutshell, that is basically the how I became Dr. Bryant storyline. No kids, guys, no husband. Just coaching people left and right, left and right.
Love me like this. Do not love me like that. Literally and figuratively.
You paid by me. Hey, guys, listen, Cheyenne, trusting you with my traumas. Me. If you talk as discombobulated as all over the place in your therapy sessions or in your book like you did on here in that clip, oh, Cheyenne, I can't even buy your book, Cheyenne. Big therapist that you are. Sometimes you say things, I'm like, I like this one, this message.
A man who says, I am turned off and do not like black women, so I date non-black women.
Right.
He has mommy issues.
Okay.
He has an identity crisis because you came from the woman you're saying you dislike.
But then other times, Cheyenne.
How many degrees you say you got?
6.
Oh, my goodness.
6.
You know what it is with you too. I'm sorry, guys. I'm all over the place. You know my head. Sometimes, Cheyenne, let me put you up on game. You have to train this, Cheyenne. This is what gives you away. I see it in your eyes. When you look at her and someone asks her a question and gives her a little pushback, sometimes we can see that you're making up the answer as you go. Because then suddenly you realize, shit, I said something that's not good as a therapist. Now what? You can see it happening. It's quick, guys. You have to be, some of my peeps on here, we fast. Then as you sit there, you start thinking of a different answer. But the way you do it, the cadence, what I think you can do, if it is, I'm like, girl, you're making it up as you're sitting here, giving my pennies to you while you are looking for answers to tell me how I have to deal with my trauma and this and that, and with men, and just making shit up, Cheyenne. But the people trusted you because you had the credentials. Let you tell it. If I tell you, Juice, these internet streets, they never sleep. And they have been coming for you, real vicious, telling you, how can you be a relationship therapist? You don't have a man. Now you want to coach family marriages, never been married. Now you want to talk about children, never had kids. Now, you know how the people are. Do I think, Cheyenne, that they are right? Absolutely not. Can you give marital advice? I think you can. It's just logic. And, you assess what you see. And then if you have a good set of brains. Now, Cheyenne, the verdict is still out there if you got them. But if you have, then you can do a 1-2. You have this go-getter mentality. We can't take that away from you. You have definitely been successful. Bought yourself a whole nice house. Let's not take it away from this girl. She built something for herself. The only question, Cheyenne, is, did you build it on a pile of lies? This is what I want to know. This is why I am here today, to dissect with my peeps. If you are a charlatan, Cheyenne, a fraud, a grifter, this is what we're looking at today. Now, like I said, Cheyenne, I don't have any problem with you coaching husbands and wives. But other people have been saying, like, her whole love life, Debs, it looked like a group project that has never really been submitted. But then again, Cheyenne, just like your dissertation, the verdict is still out there, allegedly also not submitted, but yeah. Now, let's move on to the latest saga, because this is where the kitchen really caught fire. And the internet dragged you for 40 days and 40 nights, girl. So apparently, Cheyenne came forth the other day, very mouthy, very talkative, and she shot herself in the foot by saying that she doesn't want to practice under a license anymore. She doesn't want to do this because practicing under a license, you have all these stipulations, from licensure. You have to take into account. And she was like, no. Now, instantly, when the people heard that, she doesn't want to practice under a license no more. What? So the people were like, we are going to dig in. What is going on? No license. I knew this woman was full of it. Hey, they went digging. Guys, you know how it goes. Dig. Lo and behold, the people came forth and they said, come to the front, Cheyenne. You are saying you don't want to practice under a license. Okay, fine and dandy. But girl, where's your dissertation? Huh? You have a doctorate and everything. Where's it? Nah, Cheyenne wasn't answering the people. The people are typing. Cheyenne, where is it? Hey, if you saw them in the comments, guys, where is it? This, that. Now, she went on the Breakfast Club, and she was like, listen, I'm going to say this one time and one time only. Now, the way you started, Cheyenne, I was like, who's she talking to? One time and one time only. This is not for us. This is for you to clear your name. Who are you talking to? One time and one time only. This is the profession that you are making your money with, girl. You have to defend yourself, I would think. But if you don't want to, don't do it. Just sit there in your house without a penny then. So she started talking, guys, and we will listen to it in a minute. She started talking. Now, to me, in my head, because you already know your girl, and for the people that are all new and just joined in my last couple of videos, welcome, peeps, welcome. You have to get to know me a little bit. There's a lot of, there are get to know me videos that you can watch. There are a lot of, wait. So in my head, because the people know, I think that riddle solved very fast in my head. I was like, listen, Cheyenne, you know what it is? You went to that California, college, university, and you did your Pan-African studies and your psychology thing. You did that. Checked out. So you went to that that university in Northridge, or Northridge University, whatever it is. You went there. After that, you definitely enrolled in these colleges and universities that you went to, Argus and whatever. But you never finished. That's it. Now, let the streets tell it That's where we're at today. I know quite a few people that said they did that type of study, especially, during dinners. What did you study? I studied at the A, B, C, D, E, F, G college, this, that. But they never really tell you if they finished the entire program. You can name all the schools you want if you haven't finished. That to me, what are we talking about here? So in my mind, Cheyenne, you enrolled in all these universities, but because you told Sally, Tom, and Harry that you finished and this and that, now you're in too deep. You cannot tell us the real anymore because you told your friends and this and that. They're looking as well, and you love those people. You don't care about us. You do not care about us. But the people close to you, the associates that became real cool friends that you lied to as well. Hey, guys. She was like, no, I'm taking it to the grave. So here you are, discombobulating everybody and yourself, sitting there, selling us a bunch of rubbish. So let me be very clear, Cheyenne. The people are not mad about the whole paperwork. The people are mad about your accountability. Because once you are exposed, once the cat is out the bag, Cheyenne, we're like, hello, accountability. You have to come forth and tell the people, because you want to sit there on your therapist chair, tell the people to stop performing, stop this with their ego. You stop performing now. Stop performing as a licensed therapist with a doctorate. Now you are being read. Give us the documents. Show us. So you went to the Breakfast Club and you had this interview. And I want to listen to this wonderful interview with the peeps. Let's listen to it.
The conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online. Mm-hmm. How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit. Because I don't give a fuck about it. Now,
is it me, guys? Is this me? Run that shit, recreate it, I don't give a fuck about, and you want my good penny that I work for to give it to you. Cheyenne, now listen, I want to know, who's your demographic? Like, are you a street therapist? Are you a street coach? You want to coach me how to conduct my behavior and how to deal with this. You that cuss up a storm every time someone asks you. You have no decorum. You have no sense of, emotional regulation. You think you do because you sit there at the high almighty tropical surprise. You sit there. I think this and that. But you have no, it's imbalanced, Cheyenne. This girl just asked you a simple question. Now you're here on the defense. We're trying to help you out here. Cheyenne, listen. We are living in very, very trying Trumpish times. Black women are being laid off left and right, Cheyenne. Left and right. Here you come. With your non-credential ass. Having no diploma, no nothing. Now the people looking at us. Look at them, the black ones again. Lying through your teeth. Now we sit here trying to help you. Okay, give us the things. Where is this? Where is your cap and gown? Where's your things? You don't have nothing. And now you want to look at us and tell us this is the last effing time and F this and shit. And the more I look at you, Cheyenne, because I like the name Cheyenne, but the more I say Cheyenne, the name also irks me. But then the more I look at you, you also have a very Chihuahua-ish look, very Chihuahua-esque. The more I look at you, I am very sorry, Cheyenne, and I do not, because that is not my business, putting other women down, and the people on here know me. But you're provoking me, I have to say. My God, very defensive.
My doc squad, my fan base, my folks,
Squad.
My village,
Hey.
It's very simple. I went to a school, Argosy University, completed an entire program. I went back online to get my official transcripts because I was applying to a law school many years ago to be a professor there. And I had to provide my transcripts, right, to get hired. And I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school. I was like, okay, I'm confused. I Google. It says this school has been shut down. I said, oh, well, they got to have records. I mean, they were accredited when I attended the school. They were accredited when I finished the program. I go and look, there is a third party that has the records. Why I contact the third party? That third party only holds records for 2 years. I was past my...
Not true. Now listen, me as a graduate, this is not true. I know these things, especially if you completed your studies and you got your diploma, your doctorate, your master's, whatever it is, even bachelor, them holding it for 2 years, not even 5, 2 years. Now, I only know about once you actually get that paper, they hold it indefinite. That's what I know. But there's one person in the car. No, Deb, that's not true because 7 years. Okay, but not 2. Can we please agree on that? Not 2, Cheyenne. Now, I'm looking at your eyes too. It's very shaky.
2 years. So that means that I had no access to records. And then I contacted, financial aid. You can't make up financial aid. It shows that I paid for a doctoral program alongside my master's program.
People got in your ass about that too. Because people are very literal, some people, like me. And it's very annoying if people are like that. I know this, but that's me. You have to talk good. I went to financial aid. What financial aid? Now, see again, Cheyenne. Now the people have to fill in the blanks again. She probably went to financial aid in this, in that. Financial aid where the school was gone. We want to know what financial aid. Name this, name that, please.
In my undergrad program. And they said, we can fully refund you your money under one circumstance. We give you your money back. You don't get credit for not a class, a course, a program you took in this university, at this institute. So
I don't believe.
Do you want us to?
I don't believe. You know what the financial aid can do, Cheyenne? They can say, okay, listen, you can transfer your credits. You can transfer them to a different school, maybe. That's what I've seen. And most of the time, you cannot really transfer all your courses because, the course is different, whatever. Can they even make such a decision, Cheyenne? I mean, oh God, so shaky the story.
On you? Or do you want us not? I said no, because I didn't want to risk the chance of them saying, well, we're going to give you back your money, and it wipes out your entire program. Luckily, I had, I do this with all of the schools. I had downloaded from the actual student portal my transcripts at that time, and I was able to get just about all of my transcripts, including up to like dissertation. But everything else, there's just no holding take for any.
Everything up to my dissertation. So everything but the dissertation on that portal.
I love it when the algorithm brings me my people, like my type of people, like my people who hold on, let's stick with the facts. Because what this person is saying is Parchment is up. You can go to Parchment and you can get your transcripts. They are online today. There were multiple people in the comments who said, hey, I graduated from Argosy and yes, I can go to Parchment and get my transcripts. One thing y'all got to do is hold people accountable. Don't let nobody play in your face. Don't let nobody play in your face, lie in your face, be a scammer, and let them get away with it. Facts are facts for a reason.
Now, Cheyenne, on the internet, there are several dissertations found of people that went to Argos University. 2003, 2000. There are several found. So how come yours is not there? It's in the database. It is published. That means there always has to be a record of this dissertation. And you know what really blows my mind? When you're actually making this dissertation, is it me, guys, that you save this one on 6,000 different spots? Once you're doing it because you don't want it to be lost somewhere or whatever. You mean to tell me, I don't care how long it is ago, I even have mine. You mean to tell me that you don't have this one, Cheyenne? You don't have it. Huh? Not one transcript. Now, I've heard about people losing their diploma or whatever. They call, they get it. Or they find a screenshot of the diploma somewhere. I heard about these sloppy people. If one of you guys is one of them, you know who you are. But never to find your dissertation, never to find this shit yet. It just does not, this story doesn't hold water. And the fact that you are blinking this much with your eyes, Now I'm going to take it up for you. I'm going to say this. These are the lashes that you put on. Allegedly.
Of our records, which I think is completely effed up. Just in
They
general.
are going to kill you online this week. They're going to say she has no records. They just want to hate you regardless.
Yes.
No, that's fine. And it's not even that there's no records that I don't. The school had a third party that carried the records only for a limit.
Stop. Now, we can argue and say that, someone wants to clown you, whatever. But according to this girl, Cheyenne, she went to August University and she said, oh, definitely, I got my records not too long ago. They were closed. These records are still very much obtainable. That's what she said, Cheyenne. So you are talking about, and I find it very risky that you do this because now the people of August University come forth telling you, I got mine. Why you do this to yourself, Cheyenne? Oh, God.
2 years. So it's not me, it's any student that attended Argosy. But again, it doesn't, how can I say it? It doesn't affect me because if I chose to go get a license as an LMFT, I have my master's in marriage and child therapist. I have my hours. I can just take that and say, hey, let me submit these for licensure. And I want to go sit for my exam and all I have to do is study. I don't need a doctorate in counseling psychology to go get licensed as a therapist. That's what we're all.
You see how she's doing this, guys. So here she is saying, and she is honest, I don't have a license, but I can get my license with licensure if I would like to. I don't need a doctorate, which is absolutely correct. She doesn't need to. But here she's already planting seeds. I don't need this doctorate. So if I cannot find this and that, I don't need it. Telling us subliminally, listen, people, don't be so hard on me. I don't have this thing. I don't have this doctorate, but I don't need it to be licensed. So ease up on me. But the fire is already on, Cheyenne. So now the people want to see this doctorate. They don't care if you don't need it for the license. They want to see this particular doctorate that you said that you had. And not only the people, Debs as well. I would very much would like to see it. And I would like you to go to any AI software and make it. Because for me, Cheyenne, it takes way too long for you to come forth with this document. There are a lot of people. You are a street coach. There are a lot of people that make these things for a little bit of money, a little bit of change. Let you tell it. You have a lot of money. And they can make this nice document for you and you bring it to the people. Now, I do have to say, sis, once you come forth with this doctorate or this dissertation, the way I am fine-tooth combing this thing, the way I'll be looking at this thing, every word, every font, guys, me, Cheyenne, and there's a lot of people like me. They're going through it. So you really have to find one that can really make this document for you impeccable. Because we are going to dissect, if you ever see dissecting of something, it's going to be these two documents that you will bring forth. But I think you won't do it. I think you won't. Because you know this. Okay, so let's rewind a little bit. I talk way too long.
My hours. I can just take that and say, hey, let me submit these for licensure. And I want to go sit for my exam and all I have to do is study. I don't need a doctorate in counseling psychology to go get licensed as a therapist. That's what we're all missing.
So Cheyenne, that is what we're all missing here. No, I think you are missing something. You are missing quite a few diplomas. You are missing a doctorate, and let the people tell it. You are missing a master's degree. You are missing some things, sis. It's not us. I can't understand, Cheyenne, in the times that we are living in, that you are doing this. Now, I know you have seen Funky Dineva speak to you and talk to you and tell you what you can do.
Sis, where is your dissertation? Matter of fact, why you didn't just rattle off out loud what you wrote your dissertation in? You got to have that bitch somewhere. It's got to be on a floppy disk. It's got to be on a hard drive. It's got to be on a thumbnail. Where are the drafts of the dissertation? Where are the professors that you had to defend the dissertation in front of, like Cheyenne? You can't take this cavalier attitude like we're just on this witch hunt where sis.
Now, since this whole course in that Argosy University or whatever was online, if you can show us some pictures with a cap and gown, at least show us some pictures of the after party. Now, if you don't have them as well, hey guys, if that's the case, friends and family will have one picture of that after party way back when. Has to be Cheyenne. And if not, it is time for you to get a fresh set of friends, a new set of family. Because if they do not have one picture left of you wearing that cap and gown, wearing these things, and if your mom that you love so much, you said this lady treats you like you are 4 years old, does everything for you. You mean to tell me she doesn't have a piece of picture there in that box? I do not believe it, Cheyenne. You better come forth. Now, if you don't want everybody to see it, I can understand. You can send it to debsunfiltered@outlook.com. Send it to me, and then I will go over it, and we'll have a talk afterwards. But Cheyenne, the verdict is not really out there yet, but what it looks like right now is that you have been grifting your way through a doctorate, a master's, and whatever else. Through a relationship, engagement, everything Cheyenne. So then, guys, Cheyenne Bryant went to the Marissa Mitchell show on Fox 5, and I think she went there very unprepared. Because Cheyenne, you can already expect the questions that you will get. But you went there thinking that your ass was going to talk about the book that you made on ChatGPT, allegedly. Listen, Cheyenne, this is a hot topic now. We're trying to get to the bottom of things. Book who? Book where? We are trying to get to your credentials. We're trying to get to the fraud. The book is secondary to all other things. Here you come with a green book. We're talking about relationship. No, we're talking about you first. Are you a charlatan? Yes or no? Once we establish that, then maybe 2-3 minutes, we could talk about the book. Maybe. If you answered it correctly. Cheyenne, you know what I also don't get? Where is your PR person? Where is your confidant? Where is your advisor? In trying times like these, where are the people? Where is your tribe? The ones with some sense that tell you, listen, when they ask you this, say this. When they ask you that. But you know who I feel like are your actual peeps? Because I've seen you. This is another grift that I want to talk about in a minute. So your people, Cheyenne, in my mind, these are the people from church. So I think your advisors told you the only thing you have to say, sis, whenever they ask you something about this whole fraud and soul diploma thing, you just say God, the word of God. As long as you put God and preferably say God told me. If you say that, that's the magic sentence. It will shut the people up. That's what you thought. But then Marissa came on the scene. Now that's my type of chick. This is my type of journalist. And she kept it very cute. But she held your whole entire body up to that bun of yours. She held it to the fire and told your ass. Now, let's watch this interview.
Bryant, she's out with her brand new book, Live Your Power, Escape Your Wilderness, Heal Your Pain so you can manifest the life you want. It just came out and it's already a bestseller. She's delving into how you can embrace self-love and reach your full potential. And she is here now, so come on in and congratulations on your latest.
Thank you
Gorgeous.
so much.
Have a
Thank
seat.
you.
Thanks for coming live in studio.
I'm going to add this to your book.
Oh, please
collection,
do. Please do. And
honey.
I've read your book. Yes. Is it, how many have you
This
put
is
out
my
now?
second
The
book.
second
My
book.
first one, Mental Detox, is also a bestseller.
Wow. So for many, they know who you are.
Yes.
For others, this may be an introduction.
Yeah.
So you often talk about, and you talk about it in your book, going from the hood to the hills.
Yes, baby.
How has your life informed your journey and what you share?
Oh, gosh. I talk about it in my book, Live Your Promise, how, growing up in the inner city as a young girl, the oldest of 7, the product of teenage parents, had an extremely, extremely loving, tight-knit family, but the environment sometimes was dysfunctional and toxic. And so growing up in that, knowing that, look, I don't know where I want to go, but I know I got to get the heck up out of here. I always say sometimes it's not where you're going that gets you there, it's what you're running from. And as a young girl, I put on my track shoes and I said, look, I have a goal to get me and my family out of this, but to come back and give back and provide resources to the inner city. And so I say, I went from the hood to the hills by the grace of God. And as the Bible says, it was good for me that I was afflicted. So my afflictions created a certain muscle, a vertical backbone, and a character in me that allows me to withstand.
Wait a minute, Cheyenne. So you are very smart. This is my opinion. It is an opinion. It's not the truth. It is Debs. So you are catering to different demographics. Very smart marketing. In my opinion, I could be totally wrong. From the hood to the hills. So now you got the hills people, you got the hood people. But now you also got the Christian people. Because now here you come. Here you come. Yes, and God only provides me, and God and God and God. So now you reel the people into 3 different type of demographics. Yeah, you are, hey guys, if I tell you ultimate grift, well, okay.
And the storm and the wilderness is what I talk about in my book. And we all have a wilderness that happens every time before you enter into your promised land. It precedes the promised land, which is you living in your promise.
Yeah, you share those biblical scriptures and stories as well, words of affirmation, even pages where you basically urge the reader to ask those questions.
Yes.
Because a lot of us, we see the wilderness, but we're too afraid to take the mask off, to turn the lights on and address it.
Marissa, come on.
Yes, to take the mask off, to turn the lights on. Marissa, you're easing into it. You're easing into it and turn the lights on. Because her lights are completely off. Marissa, I see what you're doing. Turn the lights on. Hey, Marissa.
Times what we're afraid of is 2 things. It's taking inventory of what is in our wilderness, because a lot of folks have used a coping mechanism to eclipse themselves from seeing the trauma, from taking the inventory, because seeing the trauma oftentimes makes it to where you have to relive it. It's a secondary trauma experience. And who wants to relive trauma? Trauma is dismantling. It's broken. It's painful. And so that inventory piece you said is important. And the second piece is they're usually afraid of the bigness, what's in the promised land. Can they not only obtain, but can they sustain it when they get there? And it takes a different tool in the promised land than it does in the wilderness. And it's okay to be in the wilderness, because the wilderness is where you are identifying who you are. You're finding out your muscle. You are building character. And that is what you need to be able to even enter into your promised land. The promised land takes a you that is vertical. It takes a you that can thrive. The wilderness is where you survive. You cannot take your tool of survival into your promised land, where you are there to actually thrive.
Once you've identified that this for me is my wilderness and you see the thing as a thing, what are some practical steps that you can do to begin the healing process?
I love that.
She loves that. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. The steps that she will give you, they are all on ChatGPT. You just have to know what you have to put in, what prompt you have to put in to actually get the information. But I promise you, the information is there, guys. Paying all this money for these books, I see people. Now, I'm not talking about the real authors that still sit with their pens in a dusty room and just writing. But I'm talking about the people that just put it inquiry and then the whole thing comes out. Now they put it, sell it to you, $9.99, $16.99. Here you go buying. All the while you had the information for free. What are you talking about? Here come the steps.
I always say, you have to feel, deal before you can heal. It means you have to really let yourself feel what you are feeling. Honor your emotions. Honoring our emotions is an act of self-love. Okay, and allowing yourself to feel what you feel. You also have to remember that, success does not erase your trauma. It doesn't erase your trauma. And so a lot of folks get into the position of success with accolades and they're performing well, but that is an overcompensation for the healing that they need to do. We want to be equally yoked. We want to be successful in our performance, but we really want to be very healed, happy, and at peace within our relational space within ourselves, because no relationship will be as healthy as the one you have with yourself, and every relationship outside of you will reflect the one you have with you. So it's important to start with you.
That was a segue into my next question. There was one chapter in particular where you talked about the fairy tale ideology that we attach to romantic relationships.
You're cooking, girl. You're cooking. You're cooking.
And you give
She's
a lot
cooking
of
you.
Dating, relationship advice and words online, podcasts and whatnot. Why do you think it's so hard for us to break through that ideology when we're looking to attract or pursue love?
Yeah, because the fairy tale ideology comes from 2 places, either from what you've seen in the household and you've seen your parents be married, and you've seen the success piece of it, but they maybe hid the arguing or hid the reality of.
Cheyenne, you know what I get? Because I don't even pay attention to what you say, because this, I already told you. But when I look at you and I see you talk, you're very serious with it too. And girl, you're cooking. You're trying to establish a bond with Marissa. Marissa's very professional, girl. There is no bond. This is an interview. Once the interview is done, you go your way, she goes her way. Her professional way. With her license and degrees and whatever she has. With her multiple diplomas. Yes? So she has not one dog in this fight. But you sit there, Cheyenne, and you are talking about, yes, you're cooking. Meanwhile, you don't even realize that you're the one in the pot in that kitchen being cooked. Oh, God. It just blows my mind. Cheyenne, you. My God, you.
That it takes to be married, or you've seen the opposite. You said, I don't want this. So because I don't want what I've seen in my household, I'm going to create a fairy tale that I do want. It's an ideology. And you go out into the world and you clothe people with your fairy tale ideology. And when they do not meet up to those expectations, you gaslight them and say, you're not good enough. I'm just too much for you. You can't handle me. No, maybe they're human. Maybe your ideology is a fairy tale. Maybe we have to check what we are thinking we want, right? And say, is it reality? Does this even exist? Because that's different than just having standards. And so a lot of times people are breaking their own heart with their fairy tale ideology. It's not the person you're in a relationship with. They're being human. They have the right to be who they are. We have one choice or one free will in life, is to choose a person, not to change them.
What do you say to people who say that sound advice?
Wait, Marissa, I hear you, sis. But you saying that you have one free will, and that is choose the people. Now, guys, I need you to remember this, what she said. You have one free will to choose, because we are going to watch one of my favorite people in a moment, Laterras Whitfield. Laterras, we meet again. That she went on his show. He was sitting there with his Juliet, actually, as a Romeo, true Romeo that he is. And you were talking about this free will. Now, my plan wasn't to watch Laterra's interview, but as I'm sitting here on this chair, I'm suddenly thinking I'm going to put that one clip in. Free will to choose a person. Remember, guys, take note.
You're giving, but you've never been married. You don't have any children. How can you give relationship advice, family advice, whatnot? What's your response to that?
This is my favorite question, by the way, my absolutely favorite question. I say this, I don't teach people how to be married. That is a covenant and agreement that you two make together. Only you know how to marry and have your covenant with God. I teach people how to get out of their own way. I teach you how to get past your trauma, past your parental issues, so you don't come and bleed onto that relationship. See, look, happy, healthy people make happy, healthy relationships, and traumatized out people create trauma bonds. And so the goal for me is to say, if I can get you all to be in alignment with yourself, your three-part house is what I talk about in the book, how you think, how you feel, and how you behave. If that can align, then guess what? Y'all can align. But if you can't align with yourself, what makes you think you can align or even be at peace with somebody else? It doesn't work like that.
Can you begin to learn more about yourself, though, in the process of forming that relationship? You don't have to stay single to get that.
Listen, girl, you cooking, girl. I love it.
Oh, God.
Because I always say there's a lot that you can get from books, a lot you can get from principles, from tools, but there's a whole lot you got to just learn on the job. There's a lot of things that you just have to learn by experiencing it and being. This is why the wilderness is so important, because the wilderness is giving you experience. You're learning on the job. Relationships, marriages also have a wilderness season. It's not kumbaya the entire relationship. So when you all are in the wilderness, that means you're learning your
wilderness. Marissa is so poised to me. You see how she sits there? This is a journalist, guys. She sits there. She lets her ramble on because, Marissa had one thing in mind. I am segueing into the question everybody wants to know. What book? She's really cooking. Slow recipe. Slow cooker. Really putting her in the pot. Make it simmer. Marissa, you, a slight shadiness, but great way of asking questions. Looks beautiful. Sits there very professional. Oh, God.
You're learning the relationship, and you're learning how to love on each other. The Bible says love each other by knowledge. The knowledge piece is your recipe. It's not about giving them what you want them to have. It's let me give you what serves you. I'll land on this. Marriage is a service position. Can you serve? Can you serve the person or not serve yourself? That's what it's about.
Yeah. I have to ask you this. I have a segment here called Motivation with Marissa, and I know you're a motivator for many people, and oftentimes when you have that role, that moniker, you're the strong friend.
Yeah.
So I got to check in on strong friends. I want to check in with you because you've gone viral recently. People questioning your credentials, whether you should even be giving advice that you're giving. How are you doing, particularly within the last few days?
Thank you for asking that. I love that. I'm actually doing really good. I don't know a person who has received this amount of free marketing. It couldn't have happened.
Stop. Lie one. I'm doing really good. Cannot be. It cannot be. You have studied your ass off. Let you tell it. To have this whole diploma, this doctorate, master's, this, that. Now the people are putting it all into question. Telling you don't have shit. You might have that one bachelor, but aside from that, girl, you're a street coach. And you're telling me I'm doing exceptionally well. Now, the next thing you're going to tell me, because I have my Jesus and this and that. Girl, you know what a real one would have said? They would have said, listen, it's kind of been tough because, I studied for this. And this is my passion. This is my heart we're talking about here, giving advice to the people. And now the people are coming from me. I don't really like it, but I'm happy that my book is doing good. Here comes a lie, because you, Cheyenne, you can't just keep on telling the truth. I already learned that from you. So I'll give you that one, telling the people that the book is bestseller and whatever. But I'm telling you, at least you would have come with the real for once in your life instead of a textbook answer. But here you come. I have been great. Never been better. Oh, God, whatever.
In a better time for my book that just, launched a couple days ago. And within 24 hours, we made the bestsellers list, not only for print, but for the ebook. And so that's very exciting. Also, I know a couple of things. There's promises that
I want to see this. I want to see. Listen, I am so big on research always. Why didn't I research this? I didn't know this was coming. What bestsellers list? And when are you a bestseller? Because listen. Oh, God. I don't believe this. I don't believe it, and I'm very bummed out that I don't. I would love to believe a sister and say, oh, she did that thing. But after all of this, we can't believe what's coming out of your mouth. Now, there's someone in the comments. She indeed made the best-selling Debs she made. But maybe you enter that list fairly quickly, and you exit that list quickly, too. I don't know, after research. I'm coming back to this one. But, oh, God.
God has for us. He says that all, not some, all things are working for your good. He also says that not to get weary in well-doing. And he says that I give you much territory, and your job is to possess it, and my job as God is to protect it. I protect what I give you. And so when territory is expanded, God says that the cross gets heavier. And if you cannot carry a heavy cross for the expansion of the territory I gave you, then guess what? Maybe you're not ready, because to whom much is given, much is required. And so it's important for people who are in service, in leadership positions, to not personalize, right? When you have folks who come in and attempt to crucify what you have going on, because your job is to not get weary in your service.
Please stop with the quoting scriptures and everything, because I see what you're doing. You want that people, because that is a large group, the Christians, especially the women that, oh, yeah, Cheyenne. Don't do this. They want to crucify me using all these words or whatever. We don't want to crucify nothing. We want to clarify, girl. Clarify. We just ask you one simple, sweet question. Where's your doctorate? Oh, you don't have it? Okay. Where's your dissertation? Very normal. Isn't this a normal question? Because now I'm starting to think I'm not normal. Very normal question. And now you're telling us we're crucifying you because we keep on asking you the same question over and over again. Of course, because we do not get an answer. So if in your mind that is crucifying you, then you are correct. But girl, this is a regular question that you cannot answer, and you cannot give us the proof. So the question remains. You don't see Marissa asking you the same question.
And I'll land on this. My obedience is to God, not to people. And so as long as I'm in his will and I'm serving and I'm doing his, his word, my sheep will know my voice. Even the sheep in wolf clothing, that is not my battle.
But with
That's
the
his.
questions that are out there, why not provide the proof of your degree? Why not?
Well, a couple of things, right? I have multiple degrees, and my thing is that my proof isn't something that I have to prove to individuals. My proof is already within my credentials, my degrees, and also more than just my titles, it's in how effective I've been.
My proof is already in my credentials. Yes, where are they? That is our question. What kind of foolishness, what kind of rubbish is coming out of your mouth? You need to want to lick. Like, listen, Cheyenne. We are asking for your credentials. Where are they? Hello? Not one picture. Not one dissertation. Not a corner of a diploma. And you say my proof is in it. Now you want to ask the people for $17.99 for that book. Or whatever. I'm sure the book is even more expensive. Telling the people that you wrote it. It's all in your head, your words. And you have multiple. Didn't I just put a clip of Shannon Sharp where she said she had six? So that means you had the Pan-African Studies. You had the master. Then you have the doctorate. Now you said 6. So there are 3 more. You lying piece of bun that you are. Cheyenne. And you just keep going and going and going. You're already at the bottom of the rabbit hole. All the way in the bottom. I'm sitting next to you. Because I'm trying to document these things and look for the things with the people. So we are already there. There is no basement. And you just keep on and going on. Blows my mind. And then using the word of God in vain. Just putting him in there. In your foolishness. You, Cheyenne. God, my God.
All of my sessions have been live. For the most part, my sessions with Nick Cannon, Cam Newton, Shannon Sharp, B. Simone, they have all been for the world to see, right? So no one knew who Dr. Bryant was prior.
These were your sessions. Cam Newton, help me, guys, because I'm getting hot and then I forget. Cam Newton, she said, Nick Cannon, Shannon Sharp, these were your sessions with these discombobulated men. These were your sessions for the world to see. People that have got counseling from her, come to the front. How was it? Did your life change? We want to know. Oh, God. If you were my friend, Cheyenne, you were not going to be for long.
To seeing all of my sessions that were live, and they deemed it, as well as I did before they did it, they can't validate me, I validated myself, they deemed it as my work being effective. I am effective at what I do. I'm educated and I'm successful in my life.
I got to say something about this. Now, I've seen clips of you with Cam Newton. The Nick Cannon I didn't see. I see you with Shannon Sharp. Now, the people, you can roast me if you want, but I saw you sitting there. At one point, there was a button open right above your noonie. You were closing it and then looking at Shannon Sharp and then closing the thing, knowing good and damn well what you were doing. Then you sat there with Cam Newton in your thing and your, and they validated you. Yes, they did. They sure did. They sure thought it was very effective. It was effective to their eye. Very effective, Cheyenne. And that is the validation you want to give us as kind of your credentials. They said the most problematic men on this entire globe. Most problematic. Cheyenne, are you okay?
And I'll land on this. I created my own lane. And so a lot of times, Marissa, when people see that you created something that maybe they couldn't, admiration turns into envy. And you got to be okay. And you got to be okay with that in that
as an
space.
attack, but I think, and I've gotten this question from many viewers, and I owe it to them, in service to them.
Yes, Marissa, yes.
Why not drop doctor from your name if you cannot bring forth that doctoral degree?
So I've already covered this, right? And we're here obviously to talk about my new book. So I've earned the title. I have multiple degrees, and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody. And we're going to leave it just as that. Yeah.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Baby, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Marissa, you are so shady, Dr. And Marissa, I want to thank you for this. I really want to thank you for your professionalism. I really want to thank you for your journalism, because this is A1. I want to thank you because you are documenting it, and let her say it out of her own mouth, because that's very important. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. So when the shit really hits the fan, because you think, Cheyenne, that it hit the fan right now. I think it's going one level up. Something's coming. I got multiple degrees. Show us then. Oh my God, multiple. And you can only show us that bachelor and a high school diploma. That is very crazy to me. Studying all these years. I know what it is to study. You feel like your brain is leaving your head. And you're sitting there now, I don't have to prove to the people, but you yet want to collect the money from the people. Guys, I cannot.
And you're standing by that.
Standing by it. Yeah,
right.
because I earned
Look
it.
at how
Absolutely.
All right, well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Look at how she wanted to give Marissa a high five and this hood coach. Marissa, thank you. Marissa is very professional, Cheyenne. You are not, there is no bond. Marissa, I like you, girl.
Thank you. I know
thank
you're
you.
going to hang around and
I
get
want to
some
thank
hot
you for
topics.
asking the hard questions.
Well, I had
I appreciate
to. You know,
that.
I'm a journalist with 2 degrees at the end of the
How
day,
many?
and so I had 2.
How many? Come on, girl.
Yes, Northwestern and Emory
Come on, girl.
universities.
How many? How many? I'm glad you didn't say I got 6. She has 2 degrees. And Marissa is very sweet because I would have preferred her also to add on to it. And they're hanging on the wall at my house. 2 degrees that she can show us right now if we ask her. But we have yet to see yours. Yet to see one piece of evidence.
So I
There
had
you
to make
go.
sure I display that as
Yeah.
well as a journalist. So
I
thank you for
appreciate it.
coming
Of course.
and for hanging around. We're going to have
Yeah.
some fun in
Of
just a little
course.
bit.
Now, guys, let me know what you think of so far because we have been spending a good half an hour, maybe more. I have to see once I edit, but let me know. This was basically almost the end of the video, but I told you that my eye came across a yellow couch when I was on YouTube. Now, when I see yellow, I think about Lateris, another grifter, allegedly. But this is a different type of grifter. Now, Lateris, I'm not going to do too much because you're married now, you're living. You are living a soft life. But this is a grifter of the Punani. This is a different type of grifter. An ex-grifter of the Punani. Let Ashley tell it. His Juliet. Now, she went on Lateris' show. Now, I want to share this with you because you just heard her say you have one free will, and that is to choose your person. Let's listen to what she says here.
When we go back in your dating journey, right? You clearly said, okay, I heard some things. At one point in time, I was doing it. And you were saying you're submitted to God's will. So then we have to be very careful when we say that, because even then in relationships, right? You know, we can't live together. Like, God has a very clear way for how we have to date, how we have to live if we're submitted to him.
Yes.
So my question is does Dr. Bryant have any free will at all? And what does that look like when it comes to dating?
So in my belief, my free will has been turned over to God, which is my plans. That means that anything that happens, any and everything that happens, I am saying this is God. Because when God says omnipresent, unless y'all don't know the definition of omnipresent.
Means everywhere at the
Everywhere
same
at the
time.
same time.
So omnipotent means
Come on
all
now.
powerful.
Yep.
And omniscient is all knowing.
Okay,
And
come on
so,
now.
So
Come
if
on
you're
now.
saying, hey, you talking
Let's
to
go.
a Bible scholar.
Let's go.
So you said
Well, let's
omniscient
go.
is all knowing. So if you're saying that, hey, I give God complete control, which is what we're supposed to do when we give our life to Christ. We say, God, I surrender. One of my favorite songs is I Surrender All.
Lateris, when I'm looking at you, so many memories, Lateris. What a good time we had in all those videos that I did about your ass. Lateris, you, oh God, you are a piece of work, but your true Romeo self, sitting there with your Juliet, I can't believe.
Yeah.
But the reality is, I sing that song since I was a little kid, but I know there's areas in my life that I hadn't fully surrendered. I can say it, I can believe it. I say, I gave my life to you, but if we're honest, there's still places of ourselves that I remember even telling Ashley this. It was a season in my life I didn't believe in dating long distance. That's what I told myself. I said, my wife is going to have to be in Dallas.
Yeah.
Because I didn't, but you know the truth, and I told Ashley this before. I said, when I was saying that, when I unpacked it, I couldn't afford to date somebody in a whole nother city.
Yeah.
Keep it real. Love the
I couldn't afford
transparency.
it. So I said, I ain't gonna do it.
So you were really self-projecting.
Because it need to be convenient. I need to be able to drive to you. I started making more money. I said, you know what? I can actually get on the plane.
I love that.
It was expensive though to court Ashley. It was expensive because it was a time last year her AC went out, and I didn't want a bunch of guys coming to the house to go get estimates or whatever. I booked a flight to go fly the next day, but that flight was like $900.
Come on, Boaz.
So
Here you go again, Laterras. Now, this video is not about you, but as I am letting this clip play, Laterras, so listen, you promised her the wedding of your life. Went 50-50 with the girl. The wedding cost $150K. You split it 50-50. Oh, God, it blew our mind. Hey, here the videos came. Then we gave your ass 1-2 licks about that. Now you're telling, and I'm hearing what you're saying was expensive and this and that. But why you have to put your things out again, sitting next to this woman? $900 for a ticket. You have it. You didn't have to pay the whole wedding. Hi, guys.
I'm saying,
come on, Boaz.
So I had to go do that. It was like a $9 flight. I said, listen, I don't need all these men coming up here because dudes. It was one guy that stopped by one day. And while I was on the phone, and then he was talking about, he said, what did he say, your ACI? He said, I know you hot. He said, I know you hot.
He said, has the air conditioning, has it been hot in here?
Because you hot.
Who's hot?
I said, yes, it's been really hot. He was like, no, I know you're hot.
He said, I know because you hot. I said, let me book this flight.
Right now.
This N-word got me messed up.
Let me go.
So I went over there. I said, Julio. I went out.
Let me get Ruth out this field real quick. Let me get Ruth out this field.
I hopped up there. LA was hot in the mud. So I flew out there. I said, first I sent fans too. I went on Instacart. I started sending these big fans there to go to cool our house down. And I caught a flight the next day to go out there. But it's expensive. I have to keep flying and doing this. And I was real intentional about seeing her. So I'm flying. I'm doing all this stuff. Then I started covering all her stuff.
But God obviously made a way.
He did.
Let me tell you why. Because it was his will.
All right, guys. So you heard her. She operates solely by what God wants. So everything you see her do is God wanting this. She absolutely gave over her entire free will. That's Cheyenne. So the free will is just gone. Now, Cheyenne, let me tell you, because I know the Lord. I know him very well. I have a very close relationship to God. I know he wants you to hand over those credentials and this diploma and everything and show it to us. I know this because he loves you and he wants you to show the people what you work for. Show us, please. Now, guys, I can't take no more of this. I really can't. Now, I have seen that there's this other interview coming up with Cheyenne. I can already hear you. Debs, we don't want to see anything with her. We are going to watch that interview. I have a feeling in my gut that is going to be a good one. I'm not going to say with who, but we're going to watch this together. We are going to watch this together. Let me give my reaction on this foolishness. But listen, this is my verdict. So, Cheyenne, it looked like they were counseling you instead of you being the counselor, the big therapist expert on relationships. It was that like Laterras and his Juliet were counseling you. Cheyenne, I'm really sorry. So that's my verdict here. Because you seem really like the case study on that couch. I am very sorry, sister. I'm very sorry. Now, I'm waiting for the credentials. I'm waiting for the documents that are not there. I'm waiting for you to say something. You are not a timeline girl. You are not a receipt girl. So I don't think it's going to happen. I'm waiting for this one last interview that we are going to watch together. Click that notification bell. And after that, I'm just going to set you free and just, do whatever, Cheyenne. And the people that really want to invest in you, give you money and hear your mouth just going, it's on them. Now tell me, guys, is this your therapist? Is this your expert? Is she someone you would like to listen to? And don't be afraid to put it in the comments, guys. There are a lot of people that like Dr. Cheyenne. I have no problem with it. So we'll see how this goes. But you seem very relaxed. You're under heavy fire. But we'll have to see. Now, we have come to the end of this video, guys. We will see each other tomorrow or the day after. You see, I've been working. Consistency. I'm doing my part here. Hit a like, hit a subscribe for your girl. If you have not subscribed yet, these people have worn me out. I need rest. I'll see you soon. Peace.